Hello everyone, I am Glysdi Mae Brillantes and I am currently a third-year nursing student from the University of St. LaSalle. I am here today to tell you about my bookkeeping experiences and journey because I was asked by a very famous superstar. The students who get it, get it. And let me start by sharing with you how I first met bookkeeping. So before I start, allow me to give you a little background of myself. I was a 10A student from the University of St. LaSalle Integrated School, and I was once a junior high school student just like you. And in this video, I would like to share with you how we first viewed bookkeeping before it was introduced to us and after it was introduced to us by a very famous superstar. So way before, we viewed bookkeeping as another dagdag subject or dagdag workload, especially for us students who do not plan on taking up any business or marketing course in college. However, our viewpoint of bookkeeping greatly changed when it was introduced to us or once we got to know it better. That is because our teacher in bookkeeping way back in grade 10 made sure that no day with bookkeeping is boring. To do this, he prepared fun activities, games, stories, and PowerPoint presentations for our class to enjoy more and to also make sure that learning is fun for everyone. An experience of mine, one of my experience with this fun activities would be the one time when he allowed us to use our phones because he made us download an app a meeting before. So at the time of our meeting, we were allowed to take out our phones and use that app solely for bookkeeping purposes. And in that app, we were able to interact with our classmates, at the same time, learn something about bookkeeping. Actually, it was more like a quiz or something, but we never felt that it was a quiz because our bookkeeping teacher, again, made sure that we'll see bookkeeping or that activity as light as possible. At the same time, we are getting something inside our heads. Another fun activity that I can remember is when we were tasked to create or print out our own fake money. Then, during class hours, we roamed around the classroom freely and exchanged those money with our fellow classmates for a specific goal that I can't really remember. But what I do remember is how I felt during that activity. And believe me when I tell you that what we felt was nowhere near boredom. Why? Because it really felt as if we were not forced to be inside the four walls of the classroom to learn another thing about bookkeeping. In fact, we only realized that we actually learned another bookkeeping skill once we had the processing session. Just imagine how fun was that for us that we actually forgot that it was class hours, right? So those experiences are just two of the normal days that we had with bookkeeping. But mind you, no matter how easy I am projecting bookkeeping is, please don't take it too lightly because I also had my own humbling experience in bookkeeping when we had a summative test. We were supposed to answer that test within 1 hour, but I think I finished mine before 30 minutes because again, I was very confident with my answers and I was very sure that I would get a perfect score on that quiz. However, once we got back our papers, I saw that I barely passed the test. If you're wondering why is that, it was actually because of my carelessness. I actually wrote the wrong number in the middle of my computations and it greatly affected the numbers below it. And that resulted in my barely passing grades or barely passing score in that summative test. And that is the lesson that I would like you to learn. That no matter how easy it might seem, please recheck your works. It will never, if you have extra time and you are very confident with your answers, it won't really hurt your pride to recheck what you wrote down on that ledger. Because just like coding, one mistake is all it takes. O diba? I can still remember those fun encounters with bookkeeping even now that I am in college. Now let's move on to my college years. Except for being a third-year nursing student, I am actually part of the university student government, because I am currently the third-year batch representative of the College of Nursing. And allow me to share with you how I made use of my bookkeeping skills and knowledge now that I am a student leader and also a student nurse. And now that I am at this point of my life, I actually thought that I would never see bookkeeping again. However, I realized that bookkeeping is everywhere. It is literally all around us because we handle money on a day-to-day basis. Furthermore, now that I am part of the council, of course, fundraising is part of our events and activities. That is why I am really happy that I am equipped with the skills and knowledge on bookkeeping because it really made things easier for me, especially that we have to track our assets, liabilities, incomes, and expenses. We don't really use a ledger now, but we do make use of the basic principles of bookkeeping, so I would like you to remember that no matter how old you get or how far you get in life, please do remember the basic principles of bookkeeping because it will greatly help you. Lastly, let me share with you some tips that I've learned from bookkeeping through an acronym CUSS. C-U-S-S. First is be careful when playing with numbers, especially since they get tricky with your eyes and mind. Always recheck your work every chance you get. It would never hurt your pride to do that. Next is to understand and not memorize. Understand how each principle works and how each column in the ledger book actually works, because you do not need to memorize everything. You just need to understand the stuff in order to get things inside your head. Next is to stop falling for charm pricing and sales, because ever since bookkeeping was introduced to us, I learned how to compute for sales in the department stores and supermarkets, and that allowed me to set my priorities straight, especially with my expenses. And lastly is to separate your personal expenses from your business expenses, since you do not want to pay for something that you did not spend on, right? And also you do not want to bring down your business by spending your business money for your own personal expenses. And to wrap things up, I would just like to tell you that no matter how hard it gets with bookkeeping, always remember that your teachers are there to guide you and also to clear things up whenever you get confused. So please never hesitate to ask them questions and raise your concerns whenever they give you the opportunity to. Overall, just be patient with bookkeeping and I know you'll do great. I cannot compress my whole journey with bookkeeping in this one video. However, I do not really think that you need my experiences to know how fun bookkeeping is, because I know you'll get your own experiences as the school year unfolds. Just be patient and have fun learning. Also, I wish everyone will see bookkeeping in the same light as we do. Once again, I am Glysdi Mae Brillantes, a third-year nursing student from the University of St. LaSalle and a student leader. I am proud to say that I was once a student of a bookkeeping superstar. Thank you for listening, everyone. Padayon Lasallians.